All right, here we go. Another outstanding event coming up on Saturday. Chance for the runners to earn their qualifying points for the Kentucky Derby. 20 points on the line here for the John Battaglia Memorial coming up at Turfway on Saturday. Mile and a 16th is your distance. It is race number 9. Let's take a look at what's happening with our runners here. Okay, so we've got a good sized field from top to bottom, offering us a little bit of everything and then some. Inside Street Beast, we all know this horse from the Breeders' Cup, which I love the horse in the Breeders' Cup juvenile turf situation, but it didn't quite work out on that particular day. I'm okay with that. They come back, they win on the synthetic there in that little stake last time out. So they obviously are going to figure from that spot. And then after that, we'll start figuring things out from that point there. So let's go to Street Beast and get started. Has speed, probably could control the pace, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to do that. They have the controlling type speed, but they're probably not going to. They'll get somebody up there, and that's probably going to be better for them to not have to control the pace, even though they can if they need to. They should get some token pressure at least from Aces On or another front-running individual that has been running on the front end on the turf course and is multiple winner with that kind of front-running pressing style. So it'll be up to these two runners to see which one wants to kind of be assertive and get the lead. Then after that, you've got to look for runners that are going to be making that move. I think because of the performance the last 3 times out, Full Effort is probably going to be the one to beat Turning for Home. Going to be sitting just off the pace and then going to be motoring in the stretch. But they won't be alone. I think a lot of the runners are going to be in the spot where they're just trying to sit, save some ground, and then run them all down. Then you've got some runners who you're thinking, okay, I know you should probably be better than this, but you haven't shown it yet. Great White is one of them. Look at that closing number for the time form. 106, that's incredible. And they were able to score in the debut at Turfway Park, which is never easy, right? Came back in that stakes race that a lot of these runners are coming out of, had some trouble, didn't quite have a chance to kind of kick in late. Plus, they went pretty slow. So maybe he gets more to run at, but that's all going to depend on what's going to happen with some of the runners that are stretching out, right? If you've got any sprinters that you think, okay, maybe this horse or that horse goes to the front end to help them out. Still Imperium, the 2 is a sprinter stretching out, but they're a closing sprinter. Maybe they're forwardly placed. Baytown Dreamer is a runner in here that's got some route speed. Maybe they go out there. Time for Money is a runner that had shown some speed. I talked about, Atfield is a runner, that's so many question marks, right? Like, can that horse go to the front end? Does that horse, 2 Out Hero, has some speed all the way to the outside? And then Small Town from the also eligible is a sprinter that's stretching out. So the question is, can that runner first draw in and then be forwardly placed? So then you take all this information, right? And you got to make a decision. Choices have to be made. That's the thing about this, is you got to make a decision and stand by it. I'm projecting in this race that a runner that has shown some really, really nice turn of foot, that they're going to improve and they're going to get a good trip, right? We have to have all those things happen. And the runner that I like quite a bit is Stop the Car. And I would really, really suggest you go back and take a look at some of these performances. The debut at Keeneland, that's hard to do. 6 furlongs at Keeneland. Oh, yes, it was a maiden claiming event. $150,000 tag. So that makes that intriguing. But a field of 12, they broke from the outside, and they were in a great spot with Tyler Gaffalione, and they flew right past the field. They went from Keeneland to Churchill. That's important for later on down the line. And that Churchill going a mile, same thing. And it was really, really impressive. Great ride from Tyler. Great run from Stop the Car. Ben Curtis got them out last time out in the Lecomte. And, I think that they were a little too close, in my opinion, to the pace on that day. I think they should have been a little bit, just try to settle on the inside and save some ground. But I think this horse, I think, is really, really talented. And I think this horse has got some versatility. And I think now coming to the synthetic, I think this horse can get it done. I like this horse quite a bit, Stop the Car. And, I think we'll get value as well because there's the unknown. Because folks are not quite sure what to do with this runner after those first 2 really impressive starts. And then last time out was kind of like, But if you watch that race, you can see that horse has got something. And he runs a great race for maybe 3/4 of it. And then in that final stretch, he gets a little tired and he starts to back up. I think he's going to be just fine. I hope he takes to the synthetic. That's always a question. But if he does, he's got a nice turn of foot. It will be interesting in the stretch. So there you have it in the John Battaglia Memorial. I'm going to go with Stop the Car. I like the horse quite a bit. It is the number 9 horse in the field. All right. That's going to do it for us here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, I'm Ken Rudolph. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Good luck and enjoy whatever you're into.